Yes, now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thomas Rants YouTube channel. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Where do we even begin? I mean, we've got the World Heavyweight Championship division, CM Punk, Roman Reigns. We'll wait until the very end for them to come out. Roman finally returns. The one thing I will agree with CM Punk on is that Roman Reigns, if he wants to act like the guy, needs to show up. 100% agree with that. But I don't want to say it because I love Roman, especially compared to CM Punk. And I'm just waiting for Roman to eat CM Punk alive like he did last time. But of course, because Roman did it last time, that means CM Punk has to do it this time. And he did. And he came out and he said a few things about Roman Reigns, tried to embarrass him. And then when Roman threw a few digs at CM Punk and calling out his character, which I think Roman Reigns was absolutely correct for, CM Punk then proceeded to say he's not just going to beat Roman Reigns, he's going to bury him. Bury him right next to his father who is legitimately dead. Wow. Damn. I mean, if you are not hyped for this WrestleMania main event, then what are you doing? What are you doing, right? Because on paper, it's good enough, right? You've got like two guys who like should butt heads, you know, both faces in two completely different ways. Both transcended the industry in two completely different ways, you know. Two anti-heroes as well, like a mental. But yeah, pretty interesting. As for the Women's World Championship division, well, Liv Morgan cut a promo package explaining her actions to Stephanie McMahon, responding to everything Stephanie said about Liv. And she's basically like, I gives no fucks, you know. I am privileged. I did get the best trainers, the best opportunities, but that's because I'm the shit. And I'm tired of hearing you talking about your past. That's the only thing you talk about. And your past is not going to mean nothing when I walk out of WrestleMania Women's World Champion. So there we go. The stories are building, right? Building very well. Talking of building, talking of stories, the Vision is in quite the story right now. Seth got injured, so the Vision took him out. Braun got injured, so Bronson took over. Bronson got injured, so Logan took over. Now it's Logan and Austin Theory running around like apeshit, like, you're costing us. And yet again, here they were, with all these masked men running around. A masked man came out and the security chased him out. Another one came out and Logan Paul chased him out. Another one came out and Austin Theory chased him out. And then finally it was Seth. Seth has been planting all these masked men all along, just ruining their day. And now he's finally got what he wanted. He got Paul Heyman cornered. And he fully beat up Paul Heyman. He took the chair to Paul Heyman's back, Shield style, which is a massive significant point in this story. I mean, you go back to Seth hitting Roman in the Shield, and then when it was Roman Seth last year at Mania, Paul was like, look, the Shield chair, you can hit Roman with the chair, and that's what they used to distract him while he turned on him. And now Seth is using it on Paul. The story continues, and then hit a curb stomp on Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman took a bump, and he was bleeding for it as well, so damn. Then Logan and Austin came to check on Paul as he was getting in the ambulance. Jimmy Uso comes along and beat them up as he should, you know. I mean, it's pretty obvious they took out Jey Uso, and he's come back for revenge as he should. If WWE had ignored that, I would have been annoyed. And then to make it even better, LA Knight was driving the ambulance and drove Paul Heyman away. I mean, it was just fantastic. You love to see it. It was a bit of comedy, but it's great storytelling. And I like that they left no stone unturned. Like, they actually addressed everyone who's got a problem with the Vision. They addressed every problem going on. The plans for Mania, I mean, Theory had a match later on the night with Jimmy Uso. And Jay came out. He's back. He's not fully injured. You know, he came back and he helped Jimmy beat up Austin after the match ended in disqualification. You know, if it's not Seth and Logan Paul one-on-one at Mania, if Bronson or Braun are able to make a recovery before Mania, like Seth, who we think is still not cleared. So it could be Seth, you know. If Seth and Logan isn't happening at Mania, my prediction is that maybe the Usos versus Austin Theory and Logan Paul at Mania, because that little sequence they did there, where they beat up Austin Theory and Logan Paul together as a tag team, is the best thing they've done in damn years. The best thing they've done since the Bloodline. In ring wise and just story wise. I mean, it looked so cool. It was sick. It was like, you know, they've got a problem and the heroes finally just got to shut them up. Just finally got to kick their ass. Like, It was cool. And if you don't think it was, you're just wrong. You're wrong. As for the Rhea Ripley came out, decided she was parting ways with Io Sky because she's got to now go win the WWE Women's Championship over on SmackDown. So they had a nice, cute little departure. And Io Sky was seen coming out of Adam Pearce's office after Bayley and Lyra both sat there deciding we should both go after the Women's Intercontinental Championship because we're not getting any tag team success. So God knows what's going to happen in that Women's Intercontinental title division, because AJ Lee came out and said she wants to be a defending champion and she's going to defend it before Mania. Next time we see her in the ring, she's going to defend it. It could be Io Sky, it could be Lyra, it could be Bayley. One of them's got to be at Mania, you know. So I think maybe Bayley and Lyra on the lead up to Mania, and then probably we'll get Io Sky at Mania. If not, Becky Lynch. I still think it should be Becky Lynch at Mania. I still think Becky Lynch should have retained a chamber, but it is what it is. If they're not going with Becky and AJ at Mania, now I can see why they would have put the title on AJ. But if they are going to run it back at Mania, why the fuck did you put it on AJ? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. They're talking about Intercontinental Championships. The main event match of the night, not the main event, but the main event match. Bearing in mind we only had 3 matches? 4. We had 4 matches. Again, Monday Night Raw on Netflix, right? We get more matches on NXT, which is a short-ass show. We get more matches on SmackDown, which to be fair is a longer show, but it's on the smaller broadcast. I mean, for UK and well, to be honest, anyone outside of USA, it's all on Netflix, you know. But yeah, Monday Night Raw I feel like should not be the one with the least matches, yet it is. It has a lot of the important segments, but to be honest, SmackDown has a lot more shit going on than Monday Night Raw right now. But yeah, Dominic Mysterio defending against Penta in what you think would be Dom just defending the title and maybe setting up the feud for Finn and Dom at Mania, turns out to be, yes, setting up the feud for Dom and Finn at Mania, but Dom losing the Intercontinental title to Penta. Now, I've got a couple of things. I've got good and bad, right? I mean, good, Penta's Intercontinental champion. People wanted it. The fan reaction was insane. Like, the actual... the moment of how the crowd was reacting near the end, where you thought Penta was going to win, then you thought Dom was going to retain, then you thought Penta was going to win, and the way everyone reacted was brilliant. The way they did it, Dom was suffering the whole match, JD and Finn were watching him. He said before they went out, I want to do this by myself, and they said, fine, but we're going to be there at ringside, and they're finally there as Judgment Day. Dom asked for help, and Finn stopped JD from helping. He said, no, he wants to do it on his own, let him do it on his own. And that's set up for a... You know, you can just see the fallout happening, and Dom and Finn's definitely going to happen at Mania. My problem is now, is Dom and Finn's going to happen at Mania, but not for the Intercontinental title, because Dom's not winning that back before WrestleMania. They want Penta to go to Mania as an Intercontinental champion now, which is fine. That just makes another opportunity for Mania, you know. Dom and Finn technically doesn't need the title, but what was good about Dom and Finn was that Finn was actually going to win a singles title. You know, we can't give him the world title because it's preoccupied. You know, there's lots of names in that hat right now. So give him the Intercontinental title would have been that nice little push that we wanted. But beat Dom or not, it doesn't matter now because he's not going to have that title. So it is what it is. Maybe somewhere down the line. Or maybe they're saving him for the world title. And if that's the case, thank you. What else is there to talk about? We had some little promos with Jackie Redmond, you know, like Javon Evans and Natty, and at some point, I'm pretty sure it was in a commercial break, Logan Paul and Austin Theory came out to cut a little promo. We did open the show with Gunther, Dragon Lee, long-awaited feud. Good match. The crowd was chatting this is awesome, which I love because obviously, like, WWE want you to hate Gunther, but there is a lot of legitimate hate because Gunther was winning everything, retiring John Cena, retiring AJ Styles, you know, and it was frustrating. And this match just brought everything back. Like, people still hate Gunther because he's a heel, but the match was that good. There was, obviously, Gunther was brutalizing Dragon Lee, but there was moments where Dragon Lee would come back to life and would fight back so much to Gunther that you think, oh my god, Dragon Lee's about to beat Gunther. Eventually, in the end, Gunther, with the dirty tactics, pulling off the mask and choking out Dragon Lee. But there's an argument to say that Gunther needed those dirty tactics to beat Dragon Lee in that match, because that match was incredible. And there was a second there where Gunther almost lost. Just a second. We did have a match between the original Gran Americano and Rayo Americano, because they're just waiting for that AAA match that they're going to have. They're not going to have it at Mania. As much as we'd want it at Mania, they're not going to have it at Mania. They're going to have it at AAA. Because AAA eat up El Gran Americano. In the WWE universe, did always eat up the El Gran Americano gimmick. But it kind of got old for them, and AAA fans are just loving it. And it's weird because over on WWE, the original Gran Americano is the good guy, and the imposter one is the bad guy. And now they've actually started making OG speak American just with the occasional Spanish word, which just kind of bugs me a bit because they've changed the gimmick to what it actually was in the first place, which is just fake. And we all know it's scripted, but I don't like when it's obvious, you know. And then on AAA, the imposter is the good guy and the original is the bad guy, you know, it's weird. Yeah, and obviously the original beat Rayo Americano. And then I think, well, we didn't have any more matches, but what we did have was Rusev coming out and calling out Obafemi. We've been waiting for this match. Just from that one stare off that backstage, we all knew it was going to happen and it's going to be a good one. Rusev came out, called out Obafemi, said, you want the match, I want the match, let's make it happen. The Bulgarian Lion against the Nigerian Ruler, let's make it happen. He came out there and then it just started scrapping. Oba got the better of the scrap, and that kind of match, and they're probably going to have a fight next week. But that's about it for Monday Night Raw. There was no women's matches. I don't even know if any women besides AJ Lee made it out to the ring, because Rhea Ripley was the only other one that made an entrance, and she cut a promo. You know, sucks for the women, but women have been getting a lot of the shine, you know. Women have been doing a lot of the good stuff last year, so maybe they're just resting them because they got a lot of plans for them for Mania, you know. Show wasn't bad. It lacked, like, I felt like it was a very empty show. Like, there wasn't as much as there typically is, but that's fine. You know, we've had a lot recently, so we could do with a chill show. Pretty decent episode. Not much to really complain about. That's my opinions, though. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.